Hello and welcome to today's Coffee with Craig. We're going to talk about a topic that is firearm related, but not necessarily firearm related. As you know, more and more we're seeing manufacturers of airsoft and paintball guns and even toy guns are making them to appear to be more and more authentic. Now, while those manufacturers are required to have an orange tip on the end of those toys, in order to make sure that they're easily differentiated from real firearms, sometimes what happens is people go, as they are prone to do, and they kind of get around the law and they either paint over or remove those orange tips. Well, a senator out of the state of Connecticut, this is Senator Blumenthal, is actually proposing a piece of legislation that he calls the Imitation Firearms Safety Act. Now, it would require the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives to develop a permanent colorful change to the barrel of any imitation gun, including paintball guns and BB guns. And it wouldn't necessarily make that change uniform because it would depend on what type of gun it is. The whole goal being that these imitation firearms cannot be mistaken for real firearms. The problem is, as I said in the very beginning, we already have a law in place. We already have something in place that's supposed to do that, supposed to protect from that. But when, you have people who kind of want to skirt the law, people who are going to skirt the law, stuff like that accidents like that are going to happen. Now, so first and foremost, what we need to do is we need to be teaching people respect for the law. If you have respect for the law, then guess what? You're not going to be removing the colorations that would then make those imitation firearms look real. Now, I do understand that some folks on some lower budget movie sets do use airsoft and do use imitation firearms instead of real firearms, because then it makes it so they don't have to have an armor, and they add in a lot of the stuff, after the fact. But even then, on those sets, they operate and treat each and every one of those imitation firearms as though they were real firearms, following all of the rules relating to firearm safety. Which leads me to, I think, what is really the main point, is that we need to teach a respect for firearms. Not just a respect for the role that they play in our society and helping make sure that we are a free and safe people, but also but also a respect in terms of the lethality of a firearm. When you respect what a firearm can do, you will always treat it with a level of respect. I was told in the very beginning when I first started using firearms, I was told the basic rules of the 4 rules of safety when it came to firearms. And I was told that as long as I always followed those, there would never, ever, ever be an accident. And you know what? To this day, I still believe that to be true. In every single case where you look at where these accidents occur, those rules are broken. And that's because we don't even want to teach basic firearm safety to our children. Even if you don't believe in firearms, you need to be teaching firearm safety to your children so they know how to safely handle not just a real firearm, but an imitation firearm. Not because we're trying to promote guns, but because we want people to be safe. And if anyone is going to come across a firearm or an imitation firearm, let's make sure that all involved are put in the best possible situation to not have an accident. But y'all don't want that. Those liberals in Hollywood want to glorify guns on the screen. And then when you're off the screen, you want to do like the rest of your friends and you want to demonize firearms instead of teaching respect for firearms so that those who encounter both, either whether they're firearms or they're imitation firearms, can put themselves in the best situation in order to be safe and free. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I know you folks have your own comments, so please go ahead, share those comments. And remember, share these videos, like them, and share them with your friends so that they can join the fight for civil rights. We've got to use them. We're going to lose them. Talk to you later.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.